What's up, VC? A big North Carolina Ric Flair woo is very appropriate.
Yeah.
Because my lady and I just shot up to Charlotte for a day.
Mm-hmm. You can't tell.
Yeah, buy a shirt. She couldn't wait. I love that. She's
I
like,
can't
yeah.
wait. I'm like, let me show it.
She got to show off her new goodie. I love that, right? So, if music in the background, this section sounds very Stranger Things-esque. We'll get that in a little bit. But Veronica and I, we just wanted to change the pace for the day. I just wanted to get out of Greenville. I love Greenville. It's a beautiful town, an awesome place to live. Great place to flip, but I just used Noble Records as an excuse to get out of town. And we ate at some different places and did some different things and had Vietnamese and went to some hipster coffee shop and all that. Cool beans, cool beans, cool beans. But that's neither here nor there. I'll probably, like we did with the Asheville finds, work up towards something because your boy bought a mega haul at a whole bunch of stuff at Noble Records. But I can't not be in Noble Records and then hit up Lunchbox. We'll get to the other place, which will be in the future. But so, yeah, I'm going to work this into a 5 fresh finds. And one of the finds today, hey, Lunchbox. Been there a couple times now. Look out for your boys in 3X. Alright? You don't have to have the whole lineup, the whole myriad of all your different colorways and all your different alternatives. And even if you just have 2 or 3 and they sell out, to never carry a 3X? Come on, man. I don't feel like I'm just outright sloppy with it.
Robots.
I love robots. I don't feel like I'm outright sloppy with it. But your boy's definitely not a 2X. Alright? Let's get after it. So, it's Lunchbox. It is what it is. I blew my load, so to speak, at Noble Records.
Yes.
Hung out for a while. I'll just get into that in the future.
Came out of there like, I'm not buying anything else.
Ish. Yeah.
Anything else. Lies.
Well, I'm not gonna. Well, I left some things behind. Lunchbox was cool. Been there before. But a couple things I'm looking for, and I don't really care if they're on repress. I prefer if they're OG, but it doesn't end things. One was a Vinyl Me Please, and one was a Blue Note 80th anniversary. Your boy likes Donald Byrd, any regular viewers. I left behind both Fancy Free and Ethiopian Nights, because I'll be able to find in the future, so I try to stick to some other stuff. And you will shortly see what that other stuff is. Anyways, before we get after it, let me open a drink from a lady.
Yay. Thanks, sweet.
A drink to myself. And I know you mocked this one point in the past, but I know I have a couple.
You have matchy.
Yeah, and I have a couple friends who imbibe. Dean, Grandma's handbag, loves. Not only do I have Stella glasses, but I have the Stella cider glasses for the cider itself.
He's the most matchy person I've ever met.
No one can prove that. But let's get after it, because I don't know how many people really care about the fact we're drinking a cider or what have you. I still got to get the spins in the background, but it is what it is. One thing I love about Lunchbox, and anyone in particular, you don't have to have an elaborate canvas bag or whatever. Don't give me some cheap thank you to go bag. I'd rather carry things out than have the wrist loose and tight in hand than hold some false hope bag that's going to fail. I love places that have a proper square vinyl shape bag. So let's get after it one thing or another. I'll pull out probably the least glamorous or least glorious thing. Well, it's all going to be personal opinion. For whatever reason, anyone knows me knows I like white stripes. This is the Gap. I have no excuse why other than I had it on CD once upon a time, and then it went from having it on CD to being stolen, blah, blah, blah. Who cares? But I got some dead weather it hasn't filled out. I got some other stuff I need to show. Probably going to have a 5 fresh finds, Jack White, etc. oriented. But, you know, between the Go and the Dead Weather and the Rockin' Tours and the White Stripes, for whatever reason, this was the Gap. It's nothing crazy. Whatever, $17, sealed, brand new. I said, let me go and fill that gap. You know? And sometimes you find a hole and you just gotta fill it up. So I did that.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. So nothing crazy there, and we'll get to the more exciting things, if you will. You want to be my Vanna White here?
Yes.
All right, so I'm gonna hand this off. First, I'll put it in the camera, and then I'll let you hold it in the background. Let me take off this, and if anyone knows, if they know anything about Lunchbox, they tend to put stuff in this, just basically disposable, just for the benefit of putting stuff that they have there into it, but it's kind of Asian style. But this Exodus is Thrash-tastic, if you didn't know. This is their 1987 sophomore album, and this is on, let me hand it off to you, original inner sleeve. Needs a little bit of a cleaning, but nothing too crazy. Light surface scratches, nothing deep, but on the old school combat. Bow down.
I love the skulls, of course.
Obviously. These gentlemen don't know. These gentlemen are awesome. And if you didn't know, on the album cover, if you're curious, they give you the breakdown, everything from Tom Hunton on drums to Rick Hunhold on guitars, etc., etc. But if you didn't know, they also go the effort to name all the skulls from cousin Zwowie to Uncle Cretchy and the gang. So happy to have that. Yeah, dude. Exodus. Freaking Thrash. I'm not gonna apologize for that. And we'll get another random. So you already know. If you don't like Thrash, I'll just move on to the next thing. And then I forget one tidbit. What do you have your phone on you?
Yes.
Look up what the meaning is this. I'm just having a brain fart right now. I'm gonna put you on homework duty. What does this translate to?
What?
The name of the album.
Supposed to mean something?
It does mean something.
Okie dokie. Let me find
Right on. The lady I just put on homework. It is what it is. And that will give me excuse. You know what? We're just going to segue from one metal to another. Because, freaking why not? Anyone that just watched recently, for Mazzy, I did a cassette. Woo! Well, I didn't break the jewel case, which is cool, because that's going to come into play. This is a cassette. Why am I still buying cassettes in 2020? There's a reason. If you hadn't already noticed, this is Stryper. I forget the official list of a Christian Music Council or whatever had a top 100 Christian albums of all time. This is the only metal album on that. For 20 plus years, it was in the highest grossing, highest selling Christian album of all time, metal album, supplanted eventually by POD's Satellite. But this is the first Christian band to go platinum, Christian metal band to go platinum. This is Stryper, To Hell with the Devil.
Very nice cover.
And what's super cool is that the nice cover is the original cover. They went to a black cover. This is the 4 angels casting the devil into hell. So it's literally To Hell with the Devil. And that's super freaking cool. Because it has the original fold out lyric sheets. Nothing's torn. Everyone knows Stryper from their yellow and black bumblebee nonsense. Lyric sheets in tote. This is on Enigma Records. And what's super cool, I'm glad when I flarbled and fumbled this jewel case, I did not break it. Because the reason is, once they banned this, or the record label kind of repealed it and pulled back and then changed it to that plain back label, this kind of has a cassette style hype sticker. And it literally reads as this, and forgive me, about our cover, we have attempted to make a visual representation of the title, To Hell with the Devil. To Hell with the Devil! If you didn't know the song. Yeah, I'm going on tour next year. Whenever illustrations are used to convey conceptions or ideas, misinterpretations become possible. With this picture, however, there should be only one message delivered. The devil belongs in hell, not in your heart. Anyway, Stryper, October 1986. And then it goes on to have a passage of Revelation 2010. And on the bottom it says Special Limited Edition Cover. So this is glam rock hair metal of the 80s, Christian variety, and it actually freaking rocks. So that's a random little tidbit I did not mean to stumble into. And so we're just going to keep it all sorts of collected. From the records it's spinning.
I got your answer.
Okay, go for it.
You mean style in Dutch.
That's what I thought. I'm not crazy. So I should have spoke on it. But that just gave you a chance to shine. And speaking of things my lady's helpful at, she was looking at the books while I was looking at other things. And this is I guess 5 Fresh Finds includes a hoodie.
Yes.
And it includes a book. This is Pets Who Want to Kill Themselves.
Hilarious.
A funny little coffee table book. And
I've always thought that those poor animals that are dressed up, that people just dress up, are probably wishing they could kill themselves. And that's literally what this book is basically all about.
So
I
there's.
thought it was hilarious.
I was trying to find one that you specifically like the most.
The Mexican one?
Okay, well, the Mexican one was funny, but this cat says, I don't know whether you're trying to bathe me or drown me, but either way, you're doing a half-assed job. So this is just a fun little coffee table book to have some chuckles and be silly with. It was all sorts of dirt cheap.
Great.
If you find one more gem, feel free to show it. And the next random thing, I guess this is not that long of a hangout, and it'll be all right.
This is the one. This is the one I was telling you
The
about.
Chihuahua?
Yes. It says, Ay caramba, I want to be deported.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious.
Away from that family. My safe word is elbow. Very metal-esque there, too, with that 70s leather and chain look.
Everything is just...
So I guess the last thing would be little white stripes, standard operating procedure. People are fairly unified on that. Maybe nobody gives a shit about what's spinning in their background. We'll get to that. A lot of people probably don't care about cassettes or Christian hair metal from the 80s. And some people don't care about King Gizzard. I personally like it. And this is spinning in the background, and I could do so with full confidence because this is a random little tidbit. This album right here, and if you saw the spinning eyeball, it's credited originally to Flightless Records, but this is pressed on ATO. There's like infinite colorways on this and multiple pressings because this is part of when they dropped, I believe in 2017, they dropped 5 albums in 1 year. They gave this for the free to the public. They say we have no rights to it.
Do what you will.
Of course, they made money off their Flightless presses. I want to say they did a charity fundraiser. Like right now, they just dropped 3 live albums that are all going to go to the relief for the crazy wildfires in Australia. And then I want to say multiple other people did their special pressings that were on all sorts of colorways that they did for charities at that time. So this is one of the more accessible King Gizzards that people enjoy. There's a digital download in there. I'm not going to fiddle with right now because everyone knows what that is and they're familiar with it. And the album is Polygondwana Land. Right on. If you can read that and see that. And then lyric sheet.
I like that.
What? The name?
Yeah.
Yeah, lyric
The
sheet.
back of that. This is what it is.
Poster.
Nice.
Nothing too crazy. But why did I segue into it? When you make something, you just release the rights to it and people can do whatever they want. I got a kick out of this and I had to buy it. I think people, because obviously there's CDs of that. People are still indubitably there's CDs of that. Cassettes, if I'm not mistaken. But I can't tell you the last time I saw someone have an actual shrink wrapped, brand new
Wow.
8-track.
What?
I had to buy this. I want to say this was like $11-12.
Yeah. Even the lady at the counter was like, "Where did you find
Yeah,
this?"
she's like, she didn't even know that they were selling there. So right now, just as a shelf art, I think this is all sorts of cool. I know Billy Hurst in the vinyl community. I've had some back and forth on his channel, but outside of that, we don't. Not that it's a negative thing in any way whatsoever. We don't have much of a rapport or connection. Outside of that, I don't know anyone that 8 tracks in the vinyl community.
He has no way of playing it, but it's.
I don't. Some of the first music I ever listened to is I had my dad's hand-me-down 8-track player at a return table on top. Oh yeah, it's fine. But yeah, so some of my first music experiences were hand-me-down records and 8-tracks of my father on a stereo he didn't care about, on formats that he didn't care about. So Van Halen and Boston and Rush and Journey and Led Zeppelin and things of that nature. Molly Hatchet, Meatloaf. Some of the first things I ever played in 8-tracks. You'd have to like finagle, slide in, and then you'd have to like shimmy sham and put a matchbox in there so they'd hold in place and
now,
play.
Now this was before cassettes.
They coincided. Cassettes hadn't taken off. This would have been most in vogue in the early mid 70s.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is something you put in aftermarket 8-track deck and you're like 73 Charger. But
I don't think I've ever even seen one.
Yeah, right on. But once again, Polygon Wannaland plus bonus track. So hey, if anyone is a 8-tracker out there, let me know. You might get some VCLT your way. But this was just an excuse to have some silly thing. I've doing pretty well tackling the King Gizzard collection. I think that's it. Like I say, we'd already hit up Noble Records pretty hard. Enjoyed meeting Dylan and Chris Toombs from the Man Cave. And then we moseyed on to this venue and then another and spent some time there. And we'll get to those in the near future. It's my 1-year anniversary in the VC, probably as of whenever this is posted, I'm guessing. I don't know if anyone cares. I have my records pulled. If anyone actually wants to see me do the alternative vinyl tag, or if people just tired of vinyl tag outright, someone let me know. Maybe made it to the end. Right on. No new news. Sometimes no news is good news. And I guess I'm under 20 minutes. So, condolences not only to Kobe Bryant's family, but all the people that are less famous that were lost in that helicopter accident. Times like that, I'm not just remorsing because like someone lost their life who was famous and contributed to basketball. But times like that just help me reflect. That was a father who had a whole life. He was 41. He had another 41 years ahead of him.
Just had a baby in June.
13-year-old daughter. It makes me just appreciate and respect life and how quickly it can be over. So for everyone who's taken a moment of their life to spend some time with us, thank you. Cheers to you. You are appreciated. Stay blessed. Stay beautiful.
Hug the people you love.
And be good to each other. One love.